Hello everybody, this is Gregory with how I lost over 100 pounds and I've kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and in your weight maintenance. Today we're going to talk about how it's important to lose the gut before packing on the muscles. Now before we begin, if you need help with long-term weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out the links to my website, my podcasts, my books, and if you appreciate my content, please post a donation via PayPal and also like the video if you like the video. All right, so this video is going to ruffle some feathers, especially in the men's world. I think in the women's world it's not, but you know, the cultural Marxists have done a nice job of effeminizing men and masculinizing women. But either way, I see this pretty pervasive in the gym. And it's this phenomenon of men who have gut, who are fat or overweight. 70%, about 65% of Americans are overweight, meaning they're at least 20% above the BMI. 40% are obese, meaning they're over 20% of the BMI. So I see this quite common of men with a gut, and they're just lifting all day and not doing any cardio. And I would tell you, lose the gut before you pack on the muscles. Now, it is hard for these guys for a couple of reasons. One is many guys, I would say there's always been two camps. You have the cardio camp and the lifter camp. And the cardio camp and the lifter camp, never the two shall meet. You never see one that really likes to do both. The cardio people typically, of course, like to do cardio. They might do some strength training. And then the lifters don't really like to do long-term 5-mile runs, 6-mile runs, or whatever it is. There are exceptions. But as a whole, it's a struggle for the other group to do the other thing. Now, the cardio group typically come from high school sports that were what? Cardio based. So cross country, tennis, swimming, stuff like that. The lifter groups tend to come from what? Football and other sports that pack it on. Now, of course, you could be like me, didn't do any sports in high school. I was too fat. They did ask me, go to the episode I did on the Confessions of an Obese Shut on the lumbering athlete, where I was asked to be on the offensive line of my high school football team, and I declined. Thank God, because I would not have lost my weight. But there is this different mindset. And I think people who lose weight tend to be more in the cardio because they use the cardio to lose the weight. So I'm just giving advice and charity, especially to you men. A lot of guys like to lift weights, and in concomitant with the lifting of the weights, they like to do the protein shakes. They like to eat the chicken breast. You know, they read a lot of this stuff online about how they got to get all these calories, pack on all this protein. But remember, gluconeogenesis, when you eat too much protein, it gets converted into glucose, which then eventually can lead to fat storage. So I would tell you guys, I know, look, I'm, and in full disclosure, if you go to my episode on what's been my workout for the last 30 years, I'm tending to be more of a cardio guy. Okay, I have full disclosure. I think that the weightlifting guys, it's always been what they're comfortable doing, and they're kind of in this mindset. And again, post in the comments if I'm wrong. You know, I got to look big to get women, or I got to look big to be healthy. And look, I totally get strength training is important. Runners should be doing it. I think the ideal body habitus is our Paleolithic ancestors that were lean and had an inverted pyramid. Think of soccer players, swimmers, right? That's the ideal body. If you look at studies that they've done about, and you know, this isn't the most important thing, but like what women find attractive. Women don't find attractive Schwarzenegger peak 1978 where he's got to turn his whole body to turn his neck. They like the Cristiano Ronaldo look or the Michael Phelps look. That's what they like. Lean people in our caveman times lived longer because they were strong, but they were fast. And I think there's this false kind of paradigm in the man world where you gotta lift weights and be bulky, but you still got the gut. Now, why do they have the gut? They have the gut because they're probably eating crap and drinking a lot of alcohol. And again, everyone's different, and consuming a lot of empty calories. So I would tell you this, guys, having muscle is not a problem. It's important to have it. But I would tell you, if you're one of these guys who has muscles up here, but has a panza, as we say in my native language, you got to change your paradigm and you got to go cardio. Now, I know you guys would say, well, like strength training burns your metabolism longer. I get it. I know that. Okay. But you still got to do the cardio. And I would tell you, give it 6 months. Change the paradigm. Start hitting the rower, the elliptical, the treadmill, swimming, whatever it is. Do more cardio. You're going to notice you're going to have a lot more heart health, a lot more endurance. Your cardiac output's going to be much better. And then when you lose the gut, and of course eat better, when you lose the gut and you're skinnier, you're going to look more attractive to women, because men who have this like physique where they're big and fat, they're diluted. Women don't find that attractive. So lose the weight. You will lose some muscle. It's okay. Lose the weight. Then at that point, you can follow all your gurus and your websites about how to bulk up and get muscle. Because at that point, you've already lost the weight. And of course, you can monitor if you tend to gain weight in areas you don't want to gain weight. But it's better to, it's kind of like a basic training, right? They strip everything down to your weakest and then you build yourself up. It's kind of the same thing. Lose the weight, get to what your weight is supposed to be for your height, and then start building up the muscle. And I know some of this is very self-obvious to a lot of men in terms of like it's important to lose the weight, because remember, muscles are important, but ultimately for longevity, you need to have a strong, healthy heart, and that is done by cardiac output. That's cardio. That's going to make you live a long time. It's not lifting weights, guys, especially if you're eating crap and drinking alcohol. So you have to think long-term, and long-term is you don't see a lot of fat 85-year-old men and women. Why? Because they're all dead. You got to slim down. And then at that point, bulk up to a certain extent so you can have that swimmer physique. Don't get like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, 1978. You don't need to do that. And then at that point, you can have that kind of paragon look that is ideal. Slim, but strong. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.